Okay, so I'm giving you these for a couple reasons, okay? The first reason is at the very back of this page. See, I knew you wouldn't go to the back. I knew you'd go to the front. Page 23, okay, there's a 40-day devotional that's been put together by Bob Goff. Some of you may not have heard of Bob Goff. Bob's a great writer, great author, great speaker. He's on my bucket list to get here to Yuba City one of these days. 40-day devotional, that starts tomorrow. See, it says Monday there at the top, okay? So you can go through these devotionals, and then when you get to the end of the week, when you get through to Saturday, then there's a place for sermon notes. So I'd encourage you, if you want, bring it back with you to church, and then you can use this as a place to keep some notes for the sermon as we're going through this series together. And so I want to make sure that we're all going through that together. The other thing, all the kids are getting their own little devotional booklet today, okay? And so they're going to have an opportunity to do it with us. And so we'll be able to kind of go on this journey together over the course of the next several weeks together. Also, don't forget about the Refuel devotional videos that come to your phone, or you can find them on YouTube. So Refuel to 56316. Refuel to 56316. And there'll be different pastors that'll be doing devotionals based on the 40 days together. I'm doing 2 of them. So I'm like the third Monday and the fourth Friday or something like that. So I'll be showing up to do a couple of those. So 2 reasons. So number 1, I want to make sure that you have the devotions. Let's go through that together. We got so much great feedback on the 21 days of prayer and all going through it together. So this gives us 40 days of devotionals to go through together as a church family. The other reason that I wanted you to have these is because I want it to help us as we further our conversation about becoming a Bayside campus. And I wanted you to see unpacked for you some of the vision that has been put to paper, and my hope would be as you go through those first 20 pages or so, like, well, that's why PG's really excited about this opportunity, because this is the kind of vision that God is putting forth. So let me give you just a couple of quick things. Obviously, the first page is the text, Acts 2, we looked at last week. There's a letter from Pastor Ray on number 2. This next page, culture is a mess, and the church needs to wake up. Can I get an amen? Amen. Culture is a mess. The church needs to wake up. There's some really sobering statistics about how bad things are in the state of culture. Here's one of my favorite pages, verse number 5. We can either watch the world change, whine about it changing, or work to change it. So there's a lot of people who are watching. There's a lot of people who are whining, but we're committed to being a people who are working to try to change it and be a part of that movement. And so the next page is 3 great movements. There have been 3 great movements in our nation that have occurred in modern Christianity. They all started in California. So our belief is, why can't it happen in California again? We believe that it can. And so there's a couple pages that kind of unpack that. What are we going to do? Start with compassion, reshape our culture, slay the debt, strengthen the church. You can look at all those things. The one thing that I really wanted to highlight for this morning is the compassion first. Bayside does a great job of making sure that the resources that come in are not just about them, that they're going to help causes, missions, opportunities for the gospel. And so we're going to follow that same model. So 10%, and you'll see this, it'll be more laid out next week, but 10% of everything that comes in for the campaign is going to go out in compassion projects. So some of those will be like bigger organizations like we're familiar with, like AIM and World Vision and Convoy of Hope. But a lot of those resources are going to go to A Woman's Friend. A lot of those resources are going to go to So Powerful. A lot of those resources are going to go to the rescue mission, like local things that are happening right in our community. And so we're really excited about partnering with, and again, we'll have all that information for you next week. And you can look through all the different aspects. And then it's page number 21 that says, what should I do next? What should I do next? And you can see the goal is what? 100% participation. 100% participation. There's no number in here either, because the goal is for everyone to be involved. Now, one other quick thing, because I know I'm going to get this question, so I want to deal with it, and then we're going to get ready to invite Caleb and Gabby up to the stage. Because this is our campaign, okay? So what we're raising stays here, okay? And for what it's worth, that's how all the campuses function, okay? So we had Kurt Harlow here, for instance, for the Bible conference, and he spoke in January, and he's the pastor at the church in Auburn. So they're doing a campaign. They're doing this campaign. And people are going to be contributing resources for the needs that the Auburn campus has. Everyone at the Auburn church that's giving money to the campaign, all of those funds are going to the Auburn campus. Does this make sense? Because I know there's this fear and there's this wonder about, like, okay, if we become a Bayside and we give money and it's all going there, it's not staying here. It's staying here. It's staying here. It's for our ministry. It's for our building. It's for our staff. It's for our organizations that we support, all of those things, okay? So we are not doing their campaign per se. We're running parallel with their campaign because we already have an NEXT thing going in our church for a couple years, and they have an NXT thing going for theirs. But we want to assure you that all those things are happening, and I just think this is I helped put this together. Like, that's been part of what I've been doing in those meetings and having a say in how this is put together, and I think it's just a great, great resource for you as we're praying about what this might look like, what the vision is for the next 20-some years in Northern California, and the devotionals from Bob Goff. So if we're going to get from where we are to where we're going to what's next, we have to see the need, we have to seek God, we have to rise together. I close with this. In fact, Caleb and Gabby, you guys can start making your way to the stage. Pastors, elders, wives, you can start making your way up to the stage as we get ready to pray for them. So whenever you enter into a season like this as a church, there are a lot of different ways you can respond. You know, one of them is, I'm not interested. I'm not, the church is all about money and just all the different things people say about the church. You can decide to get involved, pray. I want to encourage you here as we close with the power of yes. That there is an intrinsic power to yes. So here's what I want you to say yes to, all right? I want you to say yes to the daily devotionals, okay? I want you to say yes to those. For the next 40 days, I'm going to go through these devotionals with the rest of not just our church family, but all the other campuses that are involved in the same effort. Thousands, tens of thousands of people will be going through this together over the next 40 days. So say yes to that. The next thing I want you to say yes to is being here every single week of this series. Okay, so from now until Easter Sunday, like, just make the commitment, I'm going to be at church to hear everything that is said. Because there'll be different things that are unpacked week to week to week and different things that we'll be handing out and all the rest, okay? And then I'm praying that you will pray about your yes to some type of financial commitment to do what God has called us to do, and we'll share more of that what. This is kind of the why Sunday, and next week is kind of more the what Sunday of the exact thing that we're going through.